Hey everybody, welcome to PlayJason. You could be anywhere in the world, watching anything, doing anything, dreaming anything, but you're here watching this, so thank you. My name is Jason, I write for Guitar.com, the Fretboard Journal, and I'm also a co-host on Working Class Music. So a little backstory about today's video. Fender recently released the road-worn Vintera 2 50s Jazzmaster, and admittedly, I kind of felt a little left out of the launch, like seeing so many of my friends like, Ryan and Emily just, do their videos and not being a part of that. I kind of felt left out. So I reached out to my friends at Sweetwater and they provided me the opportunity to do this video. They sent me this Vintera 2 50s Jazzmaster. It is road worn, so thank you to them. And if you can, be so kind, use the affiliate link down below because it definitely helps me out. So, thank you. For the uninitiated, Fender released the Vintera series years ago. The Vintera 2 is a follow-up to that, and it heralds the return of Rosewood. Now, in typical Fender tradition, they often do a road-worn variant. They did one before for the road-worn Jazzmaster, if I'm correct. And that was before the Vintera series. And they didn't do one in the Vintera 1 series, not that I'm aware of. So, like tradition, Fender decided to do a limited edition road-worn Vintera 2 50s edition Jazzmaster. And it is awesome. So let's talk about the specs. Starting from the top, you do have vintage style tuners. You do have a bone nut, I believe, going down the neck. You have a 7.25 inch radius. You have a slab of rosewood. The back is maple, but it is worn in and it's not as glossy as a new guitar. From there, you do have the 50s correct Jazzmaster pickups on a gold anodized guard. Now, the biggest difference that you normally don't see between this and the regular Vintera, and is often reserved for the American Vintage series or custom shop, is the nitro-finish. This is aged a bit, so it does have a bit of checking to it. The hardware is also aged, so it kind of gives it that worn-in look. It's available in Sunburst and Fiesta Red. With that said, I'll just shut up now and we can dive right into the sounds. Neck position. Middle position. Bridge position. Middle position, dirt. Bridge position, dirt. rhythm circuit dirt. So we got to ask the question, despite running on 1 hour of sleep, does it dad rock? And we're back, and I've got some thoughts. I've got some thoughts about this guitar. Let's start with the good. In short, it's amazing. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. It feels amazing. The neck is very comfortable in the hand. The pickups are lower output. They are very comparable to a 58, 59 Jazzmaster. And overall, I can't really add anything different that I didn't already say in the Working Class Music Vintera 2 Jazzmaster video. So my thoughts remain the same. Overall, I love this thing. And now, let's talk about the proverbial elephant in the room, the price tag. There's no getting around it. $1,700 is a lot to bite off for this guitar. And if this existed in a vacuum, I can see why Fender would charge that much. And honestly, for a couple of other reasons, I get the pricing. However, you can get a used American Vintage reissue for around this price, maybe a little bit less, and a used or new Heritage Made in Japan series, which will be around the same price point. So you got a little bit of offerings to choose from, and that kind of makes it a bit harder to recommend. If I were just comparing this to the Troy Van Leeuwen, I would say this, at the same price, I think you get better features with this. And even though the Troy Van Leeuwen looks better, because I can't lie, that gold is just sexy. It looks phenomenal. I think this is going to be the more true to vintage Jazzmaster experience. And that brings me to my next point. The folks looking at this guitar probably are looking for a vintage Jazzmaster, or they're probably looking for that experience. And outside of custom shop, this is going to be a reasonably priced guitar. You get a hard shell case, it's a deluxe molded case, and it has nitro. Like, what more can you ask if you are a vintage enthusiast? And quite frankly, you're not going to find a vintage Jazzmaster south of $2,500. That's all original anyways, especially a 58 or a 59. Like, yeah, that's not going to happen. With that in mind, here are my thoughts summed up. Do I think this Jazzmaster is for everyone? No. I think this Jazzmaster is definitely for someone looking for a vintage 58, 59 Jazzmaster type experience, the nitro finish, and just overall, the playability and sound makes it worthy of that price tag if you meet that criteria. Now, if you're looking for a Jazzmaster and you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want the Jazzmaster experience, or you don't care for sacrifices in that, the Player 2 will do you fine. Even a used American Professional 2 will do you fine. Those are great guitars, and this is a great guitar. I do think this is more so for the vintage enthusiast or the Fender collector, or someone who does not want to spend an arm and a leg for a vintage Jazzmaster. This is one of the closest, if not closest, reproduction that you can get of one outside of the custom shop. And really, the only nitpick that I can say about that is the case is not vintage accurate. But the case is better. I like their molded cases better. So yeah, but those have been my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know, what do you think this guitar should cost? Let me know if you would want this guitar. And thank you again to today's sponsor, Sweetwater. If you're interested, yet again, please use the affiliate link down below and pick one of these up, or pick up a Squire, pick up anything, even strings. Just buy something. Help me out. All right. Laters.